Alrighty, here we go. Coming at you live from rainy Ecuador. But I am soaking up these last couple of weeks because why wouldn't I? Instagram, I'm gonna flip my camera so you can just see. Look at that rain coming down. Facebook, sorry, I can't show you because I can't flip my computer. But there it is. The rains are coming down and it's a little bit nippy. But we are here and you are here and together we manifest our energetic matches. Because that's why I'm here, ladies, to help you move through your bullshit. And I say that with love. We all have bullshit. You're not the only one with bullshit. Trust me, I've carried a lot of bullshit around for a while until I decided that I didn't want to carry that bullshit around no more. And I would just choose in this moment, the infinite now, to let go of the past and move forward consciously into the future to create the future of my dreams, which manifest right here and now. All right. Hello, my you. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Jen. Okay, NZ photographer, girl, you gotta tell me your name because I love you dearly and thank you for being on the meditations lately and the lives, but I wanna know your name. Live life abundantly. Hello, hello. Oh, Syra. Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Can you tell I'm happy? I'm happy. I'm happy. Brenda! Yay! So many amazing women. Zuzana. Got it. ZG photographer. Zuzana, I love it. It's like Susanna with a couple of Z's. God, that's a gorgeous name. From Slovakia, you said, right? What a great name. Great name, great name, great name. All right, babes, let's hear it. First question, what have been your biggest takeaways so far? Type them on in there. Share it with me. Let me know if you're picking up what I'm throwing down and what it is that you are resonating with, what it is you are jiving with. Let me know. I don't want to be talking to a screen and hoping I'm helping you. I know I'm helping you, but I want to hear it from your words. Let me know what's working. Zuzana, you are welcome. Colorado Garage Shed Specialist. Well, hello. Brenda, love the energy. Girl, I am bringing it. It has been a high vibe day. Even though the rain has been coming down, it's still, my energy is up. I can tell you, there have been so many energetic shifts for me since my birthday, December 14th. And then I just watched this channeled message from the Pleiades last night that's talking about these energetic shifts since December for light workers. And I'm like, well, that all makes sense now because I'm a feeling it. So that being said, manifest your energetic match. What are your biggest takeaways? What's been going on for you thus far? Part one, clarity, getting clear on what you want, realizing your patterns from the past that you no longer want to bring forward into the future. Part two, setting your standards, making your own rules, and then living by your own rules, because how do you expect others to live by your rules if you're not living by your own rules, right? So that was a little summary of parts 1 and 2. So Jen, something hit me yesterday. Read, it's not what you want, it's what you believe. Exactly, and that's why I love to say you don't get what you want, you get who you are, and who you are is your belief systems, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your stories, your habits, your patterns, everything in your subconscious mind. Syra, I've been forgetting to have fun in the process. Well, it's time. Oh my God, I went on a hike the other day with my parents and it was also pissing down rain, just like it is right now. But I was having an absolute blast and we were bushwhacking and I was running and jumping and just really embodying that childlike energy. And I can tell you, the more I embody that childlike energy and have fun in the process and really focus on my pleasure, the more life continues to open up in such beautiful ways. And that right there, love bugs, is, I'm gonna say, a secret of manifesting. Like, that is a gift for you right now. Life is not meant to be so gosh darn serious. Instead, you are truly, absolutely meant to have what you desire. And the reason you want a thing is because how you think you're going to feel when you get it. And since feelings are energy, how do you manifest your energetic match? You've got to feel like that today. You've got to feel loved and adored and cherished and happy and safe and ecstatic. And you can close your eyes right now and pretend. I know that you can. You can pretend, you can bring those feelings into your body. But when you do this work to raise your vibration and focus on feeling good and what works for you, everything just comes in. Everything comes into your field. So everything needs to be in alignment, because how you do one thing is how you do all the things. So if your job's not in alignment, your friendships aren't in alignment, your love life's not in alignment, your money's not in alignment, whatever it is, these things will energetically weigh you down. All right, we're getting off topic, but to wrap up that train, I want you to analyze every single area in your life and look for ways that are not in alignment, that don't feel good, and do something to fix that. No one's going to do it for you, right? So much yes. Be in that vibration. So, thank you for sharing with me your takeaways. Now, let us continue on to the topic for today, which is part 3, Rebuilding the Foundation for Healthy Partnership, brought to you by Emerald Sinclair. All right, so rebuilding the foundation for healthy partnership. Here's the thing. You wouldn't be here if you already had healthy foundation for partnership. Most of us were given an unhealthy or even toxic foundation for a relationship. Seriously, look at your parents. Did they communicate well and lovingly? Probably not. Mine didn't. But that's okay, because I recognized it and I realized I don't want this. What a beautiful example of what I don't want. And I've done some big healing work actually around this in the last week. Actually for a long time, but especially in the last week, I did some more deeper healing work on it. And I realized, wow, my parents incarnated to be my parents, to put on a certain role so that I could help grow and evolve by noticing what I don't want. How amazing is that? Talk about a complete paradigm shift and moving out of the vibration of victimization. And as my channeler loves to tell me, she's like, Emerald, you got to drop that shit. Like, just drop it, let it go. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll let it go. Quit yelling at me. So, we've got to break the foundation that has you attracting in the same type of man, the same type of situation, the same type of relationship, or the lack of man, the lack of relationship, the lack of dates, the lack of men who want to commit, whatever it is, you have a pattern, which is a certain foundation. And when you look out into the world or the relationship your parents had, they established a foundation and you unknowingly mimicked it and copied it. And so in order to move forward, you need to forget everything you think you know about love, dating, relationships, etc. Because if you think you know it all and you think men are all a certain way and online dating is all a certain way, relationships are a certain way, if you think that you know it all, then you are in a fixed mindset and there is no way that you could learn something new. And so the only way that you are going to rebuild the foundation for healthy partnership is you need to scrap everything you think you know. And I realize this is easier said than done, but I need to say it. Because the only way to create something new that you've never experienced before is you need to get over yourself and get over your stories, get over your past, get over your habits, get over your patterns. You need to drop the shit you've been carrying with you in order to consciously move forward into what you want. And you might not fully understand the ins and outs and nuts and bolts of what you want and what a healthy partnership is, but I promise you, you can look at all the crap from the past and say, well, I didn't like this and that didn't work. This didn't work and I didn't like that. And you can flip them around on their butt and say, well, if I know I didn't like that, then what do I want? If I've experienced betrayal in the past, then I want commitment. Or would commitment be the opposite of betrayal? Trust. If I experienced emotional abuse, then I want loving communication. Right? And so you can easily look at what you've had in the past that didn't work for you and shift it around to this point of, all right, well then what do I want that is going to work for me? Now I have to say this, which I said in the email that went out today. The only consistent in every single relationship you have ever had in your entire life is you, which means you're the person that needs to change. That's it. It's not your exes, it's not guys, it's not society, it's not your parents. And you need to stop looking outside of yourself for validation or permission of your worth or what you want. So you need to shift internally and the external reality will change. So how do we do that? Is probably a really good question, right? Forgiveness. Forgiveness is a really powerful way to let go of the past, to let go of those stories, to say, you know what? I might have been hurt, but I choose to forgive. Forgiveness isn't for the other person. Forgiveness is for you so that you can energetically release and let go. And I did a meditation this morning on Insight Timer, release the past grip of lovers or something like that. And we got into forgiveness, and I talked about the fact that forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. Forgiveness doesn't condone or allow or accept what they did. Forgiveness is you saying energetically, I'm ready to let go of this crap so that I can raise my vibration, that I can move forward in a loving space, so that I can attract from a loving space. And so forgiveness, one of my favorite quotes is, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So when you hold on to anger, when you hold on to resentment, when you hold a grudge, all you're doing is hurting yourself. You're keeping those feelings inside of you, and feelings are emotions, and emotions affect your point of attraction, aka manifestation. So for those of you that are wondering, why does this keep happening to me? It's because you haven't forgiven, you haven't released, you haven't let go. You're holding on to those emotions, you're holding on to those energy, and those emotions inside of you, I want you to imagine they have little magnets on them, and you're attracting into your reality based on that. If you've never seen the movie What the Bleep Do We Know, for the love of God, watch it. There's this beautiful, beautiful scene in there at a wedding where they're talking about this concept of how people are attracting in based on those unhealed emotions. So forgiveness is so important. So here's what I want you to do. Pull out a pen and paper and start writing down. How I've been holding on to resentment towards myself and exes, or anybody for that matter. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. Who have you been holding on to resentment towards? Yourself, exes, other people, etc. Dun, 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 dun. So, like I said, I'll give you a couple minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to be quiet for a second. Cool, we got people still jumping on. If you're jumping on a little bit later, we're taking a little journaling break, which is, who do you still hold resentment towards? And I just want you to type that in right now. Or not type it in, but write it down, whatever. Are you holding resentment towards yourself? Are you holding resentment towards exes? Are you holding resentment towards your parents? Who have you not forgiven? Where are you still playing the victim of, it's your fault, you did this to me? Be honest with yourself. Where are you still holding on to that? Towards me and my ex, I think comes up, I'm not sure. I guarantee, absolutely. So write it down. Anybody that still holds an energetic charge that you're not able to look in the eye and say, I love you, dear brother, I see the light and divinity in you, namaste, the light in me sees the light in you, then you're holding resentment towards them, promise you. So, one more minute. Make that list, love bugs. Towards my mom and ex, yes, and some friends. Write it all down. Once again, all of this energy that you are holding on to is getting in your way. I can promise you this. So make the list. Write it down. This is a workshop or a play shop. I love that expression, actually. Play shop instead of workshop. What are we coming up with? What are we coming up here? Let's see what we got. What we got? Jen says, say it again. So who am I still holding resentment towards? Who have I not fully forgiven? Who am I still blaming? If you can't look someone in the eye and just say love and light, I love you, I bless you, it doesn't mean I want you in my life anymore, but there's no energetic charge, then you haven't fully forgiven them, and I want you to write them down on this list. What we got? What we got? What we got? Hi, Lucia. Oh my God, everybody's texting me, even though I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm busy changing the world. Okay. So, most likely, you might have a pretty big list, depending on how much forgiveness work that you have done in the past. What I have seen with my clients, a big part of who they still need to forgive is their parents. Their parents is a big one, because your parents are setting that initial foundation for partnership. Whether you grew up with your grandparents or your actual parents, or you were adopted, or it was a single mom or a single dad situation, that was setting the initial foundation for partnership. And I'm pretty sure I've said this before on this training. I know I've said it a bazillion times in general. Before the age of 7, you're pretty much in a subconscious state of mind, which means you're taking everything in as truth. There's no filter. So what you see and experience in your world, you're setting the foundation and the blueprint for how things go. That's kind of a scary fact, huh? Because most of us didn't grow up with a really healthy foundation for partnership. So, that being said, we've got to heal that crap. Oh my God, where's my notes? Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Here they are. And so a true authentic relationship is you being open, honest, and vulnerable with yourself, which means you have the courage to look at yourself and realize, oh man, this is my crap. This is where I'm holding on to resentment. This is where I'm blaming myself. This is where I'm blaming others. Because a true conscious partnership is two complete individuals, not I'm not complete, you need to save me. Well, I'm not complete, you need to save me. That doesn't work, but two complete individuals coming together saying, yeah, we realize we have some crap, we can heal it together, but it's not your responsibility to heal me or fix me. And so a true aligned partnership is you really learning to be honest and open and vulnerable with yourself and recognizing this is where I'm still holding on. This is where I haven't forgiven. This is where I'm blaming others. If you're still blaming others, you're not in your power. If you're still blaming others, you're in a lower vibrational state. So if you're in a lower vibrational state, you're going to attract in relationships that are at that lower vibration. You see where I'm going here? So forgiveness clears the slate. It helps you to let go, and forgiveness is not for the other person. Once again, forgiveness is for you. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use forgiveness. Ho'oponopono prayer, thank you, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me. Like everything you wrote down on that sheet, thank you, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me. Thank you, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, over and over and over again. You can close your eyes and cut the cord. I actually go to my Instagram. When I was doing the Insight Timer live meditation this morning, I did it on my Instagram as well so that I could save it and post it on my Instagram. So it's on my Instagram at Manifest with Emerald. Follow along, go do that meditation. I'm not going to do it now because it's there for you. You're welcome. Do that. That's your homework. I'm going to give you a lot of homework, but that's one of your homeworks. You can cut the cord, that was the meditation. You can do the forgiveness, Ho'oponopono. You can burn the paper, which I talk about in the meditation. And this is not just something you do once. It's something that you do over and over and over again, because we continue to peel back the layers and go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And like I was just sharing earlier, this last week when I was working with my channeler, she gave me an exercise of like, you need to get through your mommy daddy shit. I was like, I already have. And she's like, no, you haven't. This is what you're going to do. And I did the exercise, and holy cow, I just started bawling and releasing and realizing, oh, I guess there's still some energy there. Well, time to go. So that's why these exercises still keep building on top of each other as you unpeel the layers of the onion. So the forgiveness is something that truly is never ending. Forgiveness clears the slate. Gratitude acts as a magnet for more. So, what do we think? Yes? No? Maybe so? So yeah, Marathon says forgiveness is hard. I get it, but it's got to happen. One of my other favorite affirmations is I release you, I forgive you. I release you, I forgive you. And I was reading A Return to Love shortly after Kurt and I decided to separate. And even though it was a conscious, loving separation, it was still hard and emotional and painful and sad and all the emotions that I had to go through. And I remember reading in that book, Marianne Williamson talked about a beautiful affirmation of I love you, I release you. I love you, I release you. And so I just started saying that. And then I gave that prompt to my clients that are having issues releasing and letting go. Just, I love you, I release you. I love you, I release you. I love you, I release you. Melissa Louise, sorry I'm new here. Watched your live today. Oh, yay, an insight timer. Well, welcome to the Facebook group, Love Bug. This is part 3 of a 4-part training. So definitely go watch parts 1 and 2. And the intro, too. There was a pre-part. Okay. So back onto the topic of my notes. So that true, authentic relationship starts with being honest, open, and vulnerable with yourself. You've got to release the past, let that crap go, but then you've got to trust yourself and love yourself and be available to show up in scary ways, which I'm not going to lie, it's scary. I'm going to share with you some intimate moments in my journal and what I'm expressing with this new amazing being that I've called into my life to show you. Ooh, good question. How to do the full, complete forgiveness should be done if the hurt is still present. You can still be hurting and forgive someone, is what I want to say to that. So you can still acknowledge the pain, you can drop into your heart, but you can still forgive them. You could still say, I'm open to forgiving you, I want to forgive you, tapping. Even though I'm hurting right now, I choose to forgive. Even though I'm in pain right now, I choose to forgive. Even though this hurts like a mother, I choose to forgive and I love and accept myself. So you can have both. You can be in pain and still choose to forgive. Great question. So, Susanna, I love your name. So now I want you to ask yourself, and now we're going to journal deeper into you. In what ways have I been scared to be vulnerable, scared to show my true self, scared to open my heart, scared to love, scared to communicate my needs and desires? And I'll say this again because I know I just threw a lot of questions at you. In what ways have I been scared to be vulnerable? In what ways have I been scared to show my true self? In what ways have I been scared to open my heart, scared to love, scared to communicate my needs and desires? Every single one of my clients, I kid you not, every single one of my clients has been scared to show up as her true self because we've been rejected so many times for who we are, and society has said, shut up, sit down, get in line. Do what I say. And that started at a young age from parents. Conditions of worth. Be a good girl, do this. Be a good boy, do that. So we have been suppressed for so long into making other people happy. And so we are terrified to speak our truth. And we haven't been taught how to connect into our needs. So be honest with yourself. Spend a couple minutes journaling. In what ways have I been scared to be vulnerable, scared to show my true self, scared to actually love, scared to open my heart, scared to communicate my needs and desires? Can you truly say that you show up 100% you and speak your truth and open your heart? I'm going to say no, you haven't been, because it's fucking hard. I get it. It's scary for me too. But over time, as I've learned to love myself more and I've conditioned myself to speak my truth, it gets easier. But back in my 20s, I was terrified to speak up. I didn't know what I wanted, and I wasn't scared to say it because I was so desperate for love. I wanted to please the other person. But that's a backwards way of doing it. You can't truly get love by sacrificing the love for yourself. You can't receive love if you first sacrifice the love that you're giving yourself. You can only receive as much love as you give yourself, is another way of looking at it. So, in what ways have you been scared to be vulnerable? And I want you all to share a little bit here. In what ways have you been scared to be vulnerable? In what ways have you been scared to show your true self? In what ways have you been scared to open your heart? In what ways have you been scared to actually love? In what ways have you been scared to communicate your needs and desires? Share one. Come on, you can do this. This is actually your first challenge of being vulnerable, guess what, with a group of strangers. But we're all here for the same reason, to let go of our crap and attract in true, authentic, soul-aligned love. And the only way you're ever going to get that is if you're honest with yourself and you're giving yourself authentic, soul-aligned love, and then your partnership will naturally reflect that. And every area of your life will naturally reflect that. Good. Okay. Melissa. Scared to be vulnerable because I let myself be vulnerable before and he completely abandoned me and I had to start again. It was an awful time. Thank you for sharing that. I've been there too. And I actually had a fear come up the other day, and this is what I'm going to share with you in my journaling. And that was something similar. And Melissa, I think you're going to love this. Oh yeah, Brenna, scared to be vulnerable in case they let me down. Wow. I have a feeling we're going to have a theme going on here. Lucia, I think sometimes I'm scared of appearing as needy or showing too much interest, what would let me be in a vulnerable position. Hey, we're all scared to be vulnerable because we've all been hurt in the past. Can I get an amen? Come on, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. As you can see, we're all very much alike in our fear of being hurt. But the thing is, this is where the impetus needs to shift. We need to stop looking outside of ourselves for love and self-worth. When you find it within you, nothing anybody says or does could ever take that away from you. We're human beings. I'm not saying you're not going to get hurt. I mean, like I said, when Kurt and I separated, it was a painful experience. But I also knew, and I had many, many, many lucid moments of nothing someone else says or does can affect me. And yes, I'm grieving for the loss of the partnership, and I'm grieving for the loss of just all the different interactions in life together that we've built, of course, but he can't take away my feelings of self-love and self-worth and validation. My love comes from within. I'm connected to source. Source is love. Love is everything. That is me. So no one can take that away. So for those of you that are in there right now, I get it. I've been there. But we've got to transcend that and move into a place of I have it all within me. And when you embody it all within you, then you attract in this beautiful, healthy, conscious partnership to match that. Scared to express the ways I prefer to communicate, phone call versus text. Okay, so communication issue, and at the same time, fear of expressing your needs and desires. Right? Because if you need or desire to be on a phone call with someone instead of a text when you're dating, then that's a fear of rejection. Like, what if he rejects me if I express who I truly am or what I truly desire? Or they're too much feminine if gay. So I don't get it. Unpack that just a little bit more. So I'm going to share with you something because I'm continuously journaling through my stuff as well. So I know I said this in the first 2 videos last week. So I'm stepping into a new relationship, right? It's new. So we're still getting to know each other. We're still figuring things out. I can tell you it's very much in energetic alignment because we always attract in who we are, period. That's just how it happens. We attract in who we are. But we have already established this beautiful level of communication, depth, intimacy, vulnerability, because that's what I desire and that's who I am. So as I'm showing up in this way, the world is reflecting it back to me. And so I'm not surprised that this new amazing human being is matching me at my level of vulnerability and intimacy and communication and emotional maturity. It just is what it is. It's a law of the universe. You will always attract in energetically who you are, which is why you have to forgive and let go of your past, or else you're going to keep attracting in relationships that match that. Sometimes I'm scared to fall in love, to not hurt myself in case the relationship won't work. Yeah, so once again, you're putting your love outside of you, because if you fall in love and you give him your love and you give him your heart and that doesn't work out, therefore he takes your love, he takes your heart, and you're left with nothing, which means we got to put the impetus back on loving ourselves. I think it is a gay man, they're sassy and just passive, and I don't want that. That's a limiting story. If all men are sassy and passive, then that's what you're going to get. It's like the heterosexual women that say all men want is just sex. You've got to shift your mentality. And you've got to change that belief system around being able to attract in what you desire. And how can you raise your vibration and be an energetic match for what you want to attract in? So think about it this way. The person you want to be with, who would they want to be with? Are you an energetic match? And I'm going to say no, because if you were, you would be with that person. And this is the type of stuff I call my clients out on. I don't let them have any type of bullshit excuses. If you're not where you want to be, you're not a match for it. You have work to be done. Period. Okay, so here's my journaling exercise. All right, so once again, I'm just going to keep calling him new guy because he's not big on social media and he prefers his privacy and it's new. So he's just going to be new guy, new amazing guy. So I shared this with him the other night because he was asking if I have any fears or insecurities. And I shared with a couple that came up, I'm like, yeah, these. And then the other night I was like, oh, actually, I've got more. So this is the type of communication and conversation that we're having. And we are just a little bit over a week into our new relationship, and yet we are going freaking deep because that is what I deserve and desire. So here we go. I just had a realization. I'm scared of being too much, too loving, too open with him, that it might scare him away if I offer my heart fully or open it fully like I did with Tim. If any of you have read Destination Soulmate, my book, you know the Tim story. So I read this to him. New guy. And then I said, whoa, time to release that bullshit. I choose to open my heart fully and be authentic in each moment based on how I feel. To be present, loving, kind, warm, excited, and fully in my body with him. Fully present, completely open and loving. Speaking and loving from my heart. That's my intention because that's what he deserves. That's what I deserve. If he can't handle all my love and all my light and all of me, then he is not the man for me because I don't hide parts of myself anymore. My partner loves all parts of me for me, and I love him for all parts of him. Complete acceptance, non-judgment, enjoying life, co-creating together, and living each moment with intention and joy. And then I had some other stuff too, and I shared this all with him. And his reply was something along the lines of, thank you so much for expressing what's on your heart and your mind. And he's like many other times, Emerald, ditto. I feel the same way. And actually in our third date, he shared with me his non-negotiables and he shared me in order and he showed me the list and he showed me his processing from past relationships. Like this is the level of intimacy and communication and depth that I am available for, which is why this is showing up in my life. If I was scared to share these things with him, we wouldn't be in this type of relationship right now. He would be matching me at that surface level. So the only way that you can build that foundation for healthy partnership is you have to create it with yourself first. You've got to love yourself first and trust yourself first and honor yourself first and get in touch with your needs and your anxieties and your fears. Whew, Melissa, thank you for sharing that with us. It was so open and pure. It was, and this is how I work through my shit because the shit still comes up. I'm still a human. I've been hurt. I have my pain. I have my trauma. But what I do on a daily basis is I choose. and I choose love, and I choose openness, and I choose to keep this big, beautiful heart that I have wide open. Because when I choose to keep my heart open, I'm living from a place of alignment and love and joy and bliss and potential and desire and possibility. And then that's what I attract in. So, when we think about healthy partnership, we have independent, we have codependent, and we have interdependence. The majority of people are living in either one or two. So I want to ask you, which one do you think you are? Either independent, I can do it all on my own, I don't trust men, I don't need a man, I have a wall around my heart, I'm actually kind of scared of partnership, I'm focusing on my career, I got this. A lot of people swing to the side of independence for fear of being hurt. And so they focus more on the I can do it all on my own, I don't need a man, I don't need partnership. Or when they are in partnership, it's still not a co-creation, it's me and you. There isn't the unit of partnership. And then codependency, on the other hand, is more on the other end of the spectrum. It's wounded feminine. I'm not complete on my own. I'm sad on my own. There's something wrong with me. Something is missing. I need a partner to validate me and prove my worth. So, which one do you think you are? More of the independent, which is kind of wounded masculine, or codependent, wounded feminine? And for me, what I had to struggle with was much more of number 2, codependent. The old damsel in distress. The thank you Disney movie for showing me that we as women can't do it on our own and we need a man and a prince to come save us. So my bullshit that I had to work through was the codependent. Melissa, independent currently, but I want to be interdependent where I can work with a potential new partner healthily. Good, right? We got to know where we're at. So many of my clients are kick-ass, high-performing professional women. And so they are in the independent category. I can do it all on my own. I don't need a man. But they're actually just scared. They're scared of getting hurt. They're scared of failing in relationship because they haven't been able to succeed in the past. Lucia, could I be a bit of both? Of course you can. You can oscillate between the two of independent, codependent, independent, codependent. Absolutely. Of course you can. Syra, independent. Totally, right? If we're scared of being hurt, a lot of times then we lean to the side of independent, of like, well, I don't want to get hurt, so I'm just going to build up this wall and do it all by myself, then I can't get hurt. Or if you're still in the needy, anxious, then you're codependent. And once again, like, I've been both. There's no shame. It's just you got to know where you're at in order to move beyond that crap so you can step into an interdependent relationship, which is I desire a partner, not need a partner. I want a partner. I want to grow together. I want to learn together. I have my own needs that he or she can help meet, but I'm okay on my own. He doesn't validate me. Whether I'm with him or not, it doesn't mean anything about my worth, which is why when Kurt and I decided to separate, yeah, it was painful, don't get me wrong, but it didn't mean anything about me. He wasn't the only person on the planet that could give me love because I gave myself love. So the interdependence is how do we co-create together? How are we two complete individuals on our own, standing in our power, standing in our love, standing in our light, deciding with crystal clarity what we want out of life and what we want out of partnership, and then the right person comes along to match that. And Kurt was a match for that for a while until he wasn't. And then that's okay. Then guess what? Emerald's already attracted in a new potential partner. We're going to find out, right? We're still figuring it out, but we're going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's what partnership is and relationships are. It's not like a lightning bolt comes down from the sky and says, this is the one. No, that's bullshit. No, absolutely not. I can tell you though, it feels really good and it feels really aligned. But we're going to figure it out, right? Stay tuned on details from New Guy. One day he'll have a name for you. Okay, what if you're independent, but know that you would like a partner when the right one comes along? You're stuck in the if-then. Once I meet the guy, then I'll shift who I am into a place of interdependence. If you are right now putting out that energetic vibe of I can do it all on my own, then you will attract in men who are either feminine, sissy, need you to take care of them, so you're going to be in the mother role, you're going to attract in broken birdies. Or when you attract in men, they'll be like, well, what do I need her for? She's got it all taken care of. And this is energy. Most of this is always energetic and subconscious. And so these are things that people aren't picking up consciously. Think about it. We've all been around someone that just naturally feels good and naturally raises your vibration. And then we've been around people that you can't quite put your finger on it, but you're like, there's something about that person. That's because it's energy, okay? So we're energetic beings, and we're picking up energetic cues from each other all the time. There's an expression that goes, I can't hear what you're saying. How does it go? It's something about I can't hear what you're saying because the vibe you're giving off is too loud. Something like that, right? So it's your vibe. And just like the universe, when it comes to creating and manifesting, it's not what you say. It's the energy behind it. So you could say, I'm abundant, but if you're feeling broke, you'll attract in brokenness. You can say, I'm a magnet for my dream guy, but if you're feeling worthless, you will attract in things that match that. So, my attachment style is fearful, avoidant, so I'm very scared of being vulnerable again. It's hard, but I will get there. Well, step one is knowing where you're at, right? Step two would be taking action to move beyond the bullshit. I'm accepting 3 new clients right now if you like my style and you're ready to move beyond that bullshit, girl, because it takes time. It does take time. The time to do the work is not when you're ready to be in partnership, because when you're ready to be in partnership, that's usually when you're impatient, you're needy, you're anxious, it's taking too long. The time to do the work is when you're actually not fully ready for partnership and still kind of scared to be vulnerable and scared to open up. That's actually the time to do the work to get ready, because then after you and I work together for 6 months, then you're fully ready, then you're in the power, and then bam, he shows up and you have no fears anymore around love. You're open, you're available to be in partnership. That's the time to do the work, not when you're ready, because when you're ready, you're like, where is he? I wanted him 5 weeks ago. So, Sarah, how do you change that? I imagine when we're talking about moving into interdependence. Great question. Well, it starts with, let's see, how do I want to answer that question? In what ways in your life could you allow more support? Could you ask for help? It can start with girlfriends. And I was just having a conversation actually with another coach about this morning that I brought on the Manifest It All podcast. If you're not ready yet to be vulnerable in partnership, well, can you be vulnerable in your friendships? Can you be vulnerable at work? Can you ask for help and support? Can you ask the universe, guides, angels, archangels, source, Allah, whomever you believe in, for help and support? Interdependence is, okay, so part of it is you becoming complete on your own. So how do I change that? Well, for one, you hire a love coach. Here I am saying I am ready to help you do the freaking work so you can let go of the bullshit and build a healthy foundation for love. Absolutely. It takes work. I'm not going to lie. You can't just snap your fingers and decide I'm ready for a healthy, conscious partnership unless you've done the work to heal the past. Because the nature of the subconscious mind is it's holding on to all of those things. And your ego is guiding you based on it wants you to stay where you are. It wants you to stay stuck wherever you are, because where you are is known and where you are is safe. Your ego is programmed to protect you. So there's nothing wrong with your ego, but you have to be more powerful than your ego. You need to choose to do the work to heal the past and heal your subconscious mind so that you can move forward from a place of love, alignment, and desire. Does that make sense? Are we picking up what I'm throwing down? So when I think about past clients I've worked with, Nikki, she was very much an independent, and she was in a relationship with a guy. And for her, the biggest thing she had to learn was understanding her needs and desires and communicating them in a healthy, strong, feminine way. Completely changed their partnership. Bailey, same thing. Now she's married to her guy, but was experiencing issues between masculine and feminine. They were both 2 independent professionals. Like, they didn't share their finances. They didn't really share so many things. It was interesting. I'm like, how are you in partnership if you're both so fiercely independent? So after working together, then she actually learned how to be interdependent, was able to express her needs and desires and rely on her partner and learn how to talk to him and ask for support. And for so many years, he didn't want to get married, but then he fully understood where her desires were coming from, and he proposed. And now they're married, and their relationship's better than ever. Or Jennifer, high-performing exec, similar issues, was stuck in the independence of I can do it all on my own. And so for her, really had to learn to soften into her feminine, to be more vulnerable, to ask for help, ask for support, express her feelings when she was feeling overwhelmed, and ask her man, and this is what we worked on together, we're still working together, she's amazing, ask her man to support her, because her knee-jerk reaction based on her past of being hurt and narcissistic exes or men are not reliable, I can't trust them. So I was like, well, Jennifer, how do you shift that story? I'll answer that. You give him opportunities to prove that he's trustworthy. Otherwise, if you keep replaying that pattern from the past, then you're going to keep getting that pattern from the past. So you need to give him the opportunity to step up or step out. And then, of course, we did some NLP and some subconscious work and hypnotherapy and all these other amazing tools that I have in my toolkit to help you move beyond your crap so that you can attract a new. And then one other thing. Who else? Oh, yeah, Mary. Because I wanted to just share a couple of these stories. So Mary was also in the independent realm. It's interesting. All of my examples I want to share with you are the women that were independent. But she just super successful, owned her own business, gorgeous, art collector, lots of great friends, traveled the world, sailor, golfer, just had it really going for her. But she really didn't trust men, and she didn't trust the universe, and she didn't trust that the men that she wanted existed. So we had to do a lot of that internal work around building that healthy foundation for love, which is only going to happen if you do those parts 1 and 2, right? Recognizing your patterns from the past and then setting those standards and making your rules and living by your rules. And then the forgiveness piece, the letting go of the past, looking at ways you've been scared to be vulnerable and open up. And she was so scared of speaking her mind because she was so scared of being rejected for who she is, which as a result, she just kept attracting in these men that were just not of her caliber because she was still trying to please them instead of pleasing herself first. Within 4 months, she met Edward. Now, many years later, what are we, 2021? She was one of my first clients in 2018. And they're still together, traveling the world, happier than ever. And I love that. Like, I love that when I teach my clients these things, it lasts them. And that's the point. This work is meant to last. It's meant to give you the tools that you can use for the rest of your life in all areas. So where are we at? Where have you been holding on to resentment? It's time to forgive that and let that go. What ways have you been scared to be vulnerable, scared to show your true self, scared to open your heart, scared to love, scared to communicate? That's holding you back energetically. So how does your energy need to shift to attract in what you want? What needs to change? What do you need to let go of? How can you step into the version of yourself who has that? This is you coaching yourself. You have to be coachable. If you want to stay stuck and play victim mentality and tell me why things are so hard, nothing is going to change. If you say, Emerald, okay, I'm not ready yet, but I will be one day, that's fine. But still, nothing is going to change. So you have to put the mirror on yourself and ask yourself, what do I need to let go of? How does my energy need to shift in order to attract in real, authentic love? What needs to change? How can I step into the version of myself who has a healthy, interdependent relationship? And this is where the power of journaling is oh so powerful, because now you're connecting into yourself, into your higher self, into your internal guidance system. So take a moment and journal into that. Let's do this. How does my energy need to shift to attract in authentic love or a healthy, interdependent relationship? What needs to change? What do I need to let go of? How can I step into the version of myself who is already in a healthy, interdependent partnership? These are questions and prompts that I give my clients all the time because I refuse to let them stay stuck. And staying stuck is arguing. Staying stuck is arguing for your limitations. Staying stuck is telling me how it is. Staying stuck is deciding you already know everything about online dating or a guy before you actually talk to him. Staying stuck is thinking the same thoughts and thinking the same belief systems. Staying stuck is not doing the subconscious internal reprogramming work. So what needs to change? How does your energy need to shift? What do you need to let go of? How can you step into the version of yourself who already has a healthy interdependent relationship? I'm gonna give you a minute or two. My connection just timed out on Instagram. If it does that again and you lose me, come join me in the Facebook group or vice versa. So you have to be coachable. You really do. And I don't know how to say it any other way, but nothing will change if nothing changes. You have to decide and declare, I'm ready to do the work. I'm ready for things to change. Because nothing will change if nothing changes. Oh my God, that was a Christmas song. That was Deck the Halls. Seriously. Where does this shit come from? Let me see if there's anything else vulnerable I can share in my journal. I love journaling. I just recorded a podcast episode on journaling and all the different ways you can use it. That will come out in 2 weeks. Stay tuned. All right, one more minute, love bugs. What needs to change? How does my energy need to shift? What do I need to let go of? How can I step into the version of myself who, fill in the blank. So these are powerful questions you can ask yourself. Because once you have that realization of where you are and where you're stuck and where you want to go, then you can take inspired action and aligned action to get there. It's not enough to just recognize what's wrong if you don't have the actual roadmap and tools to fix it. And that's what I am here offering you. So, my one-on-one coaching practice, I have 3 spots available. It's for the woman who wants the roadmap to healthy, conscious relationships and partnerships. This type of stuff doesn't happen by accident, because all of you have been saying, like, this is what I'm scared of. I'm scared to be vulnerable. I'm scared to be hurt. I've had this happen, this happen, this happen. What do I do? How do I change that? Well, it's not just by watching an hour-long live stream. It's actually deciding to dig in and do the work on a weekly basis. You spent 30, 40, 50 years becoming who you are. It's going to take about 4 to 6 months to shift that, to become a new person who's vibrating at a different level and attracting in a different type of partnership. Does that make sense? So you can reach out to me or go to my website. It's emeraldsinclair.com/apply, or click the link in my bio on Instagram. So I'm actually extremely, extremely excited to welcome in 3 more women that are ready to fucking level up. Like, let's do this. Sarah, I joined the waiting list the other day. That's probably for the group coaching, Single to Soulmate. Well done. That won't start until, I don't know, April or May. I pushed it back because I needed to. It just wasn't in alignment to start this month. So that will start next month or the month after. So right now, the only way to get into my container is one-on-one private coaching. Sarah, reach out, send me a DM, let's chat a little bit. Lucia, I need to start changing the story I've been telling myself for the past years about my love life. Yeah. I need to start loving myself and accepting myself more. Yeah, exactly. And I know you're in your 20s. So you're at an advantage, I'm not going to lie, to those in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, because you have a less amount of years of thinking and believing a certain way. So breaking the habit of being yourself will happen quicker for you. Well, that's not actually fair to say. That's actually not fair to say at all. It could. It just actually depends how willing you are to let go. So when I think of my clients and I think of the spectrum, some of them shift and let go quite quickly. Some of them take a little bit longer, right? How quickly are you willing to shift? How dedicated are you to the process? How committed are you to yourself and your dreams? And that's something that I don't have a crystal ball for, but I can tell you, the woman who decides, that's when magic happens. One of my clients, Nancy, she manifested $7 grand the weekend she said, Emerald, I want to work with you, but I don't have the money, but I'm committed to it. I'm going to make it work. And I said, well, it's $1,000 down payment to save your spot. And she's like, okay, I'll figure it out. 4 days later, she emails me and she's like, I just sold a bunch of clients this weekend and I have $7,000. I was like, well, look at you. And that's just set an amazing trajectory for what we've done together in our program. We've been working together for 12 weeks, and she's already attracted in this amazing, beautiful, loving man who treats her like a princess. And on their first kiss, it's so cute. She's like, Emerald, he feels like my guy. And I'm like, exactly. Because you've already proved to yourself how powerful you are when you make the decision. So you have to make the decision, you have to commit to yourself, or else it doesn't work. But the work works when you work the work, if that makes sense. All right, any final questions for the last 5 minutes before I let you go? Our last day, day 4, will be both attracting in love, the right energetic match for you, and the Q&A will be at the end. So we might go as long as 2 hours. I've canceled the Friday one, and instead I'm just gonna put it on top of Thursday. So Thursday could go up to 2 hours. If you can't make it live, you can submit your questions on email, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, right? Like, give me your questions. I'm here to serve you. But one thing I do feel inspired to say is when you show up and do the work, I promise you, your life opens up in such beautiful ways. And this is about all the things, because you can apply these practices to love, money, career, whatever, right? How do I make this work? How do I make this work? You keep applying the tools and practices that I'm teaching. Like, I'm not, how do I make this work? Oh my God. You work the work. You do the tools that I'm telling you. It's as simple as that. You show up each and every day. You reprogram the subconscious mind. You shift the story you've been telling yourself. You journal, you process, you cry. You hire a private coach. The list goes on and on. But you keep showing up for yourself. I can tell you there was a time in my life when everything was hard. The relationship sucked. The money sucked. I wasn't in the career I'm in now. I was working and living for somebody else's dream. But every day I made small, significant changes for myself. And over time, they all added up. Small, significant changes over time add up to big, miraculous shifts in your life, which is how I can sit here living my dream life in the mountains of Ecuador with an amazing man flying down to meet me here, running my dream business where I get to wake up when I want, go to bed when I want, mark off my schedule when I want, make amazing money, and handpick my clients that I want to spend my time and energy with. Nobody gave this to me. I decided that it was what I wanted. And then I took action and I believed in myself and I hired the coaches and I enrolled in the courses and I read the books because I knew if I wanted something that I had not yet experienced, I needed to look to a mentor who was where I wanted to be. Mic drop. If you could do it on your own, it would already be done. And there's no shame in hiring a coach. And that's the one thing. I think a lot of people feel shame around it. It's like if you want to learn something new, you hire someone to help you. You hire a personal trainer. If you want to learn how to cook, you hire a personal chef. If you want to move on up in the career world, corporate ladder, you hire a mentor, right? So if love is truly important to you, then get it done. Make this the year that you finally decide how to attract in this healthy, open, honest, vulnerable, committed partnership and quit making excuses. So for the woman who is ready, that this is her year, like I said, I'm welcoming in 3 private clients. These spots always go fast. Links in the bio. Any other questions, love bugs? Because we are now at 1 hour of amazingness. All right, so again, Thursday, we are going to pull this all in together, attracting in love the right energetic match for you, followed by a live hot seat coaching and Q&A. So get excited for that. I know there's a delay, so I'll give it a minute in case there's any last minute questions. Otherwise, if you don't have a question, then say yes or say, I love you, give me some hearts or thumbs up or whatever it is so that I know where we're at. Was this fun? I had fun. But then again, I always have fun, which is why my life's so amazing because I'm attracted in from that higher vibrational state. I'm really excited for part 4 too, to share with you. It's going to be fun. Fun. Yay! Thank you for the hearts. Jen, you are welcome. Thank you for the thank you. All right, I'm not seeing any questions come in. Lucia, you are welcome. Lucen, amazing session. Great, good. I'm glad you're resonating. I'm glad you're picking up what I'm throwing down. I realize a lot of love and dating coaches out there, which is why I'm not a dating coach, because it's about alignment, it's about energy, it's about who you are and you attract from that place. It's not about the surface level bullshit. It's so much deeper than that. Zuzana, I love your name. Looking forward to Thursday session. Good. Me too. Me too. Me too. All right, love bugs. Well then, I wish I could live my life like you in the future. You can. I am here as an inspiration. We are here to inspire each other. Okay? I am here to be your light. I'm here to be your inspiration. A big part of why I live my life the way I do is one, because I love it. It works for me and it lights me up. But then my God-given purpose on this planet is to show you what's possible. So I live my life for me, and then I turn around and say, look, silly, you can do it too. Let me give you the tools. I haven't always been this way. Oh my God, I've suffered from anorexia and bulimia and trying to please others and sleeping around and doubting myself and in massive debt and not following my truth and my passion and my purpose, not being aligned, not connected to source, fumbling through the darkness with a blindfold over my eyes, looking for someone to save me. I've been there. Which is why I am so uniquely qualified to say, I have the roadmap that can get you out of the darkness and get you out of your shit. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you what I went through. I'm sharing with you the tools that I used in order to create this life that I have. It's a process. I agree. But like anything, there's always a roadmap, and I have the roadmap, and I want to share it with you, but it's not free. This is my God-given passion and purpose. And this is how I am being supported on the planet. And this is how I want to support you. And one more thing I want to say that I feel inspired to share with you is when you believe in yourself and you invest in yourself at a different level, the universe responds. And for the longest time when I was looking to attract love, I was just enrolling in all the free stuff and maybe signing up for the webinars or buying the $10 PDFs or ebooks or whatever. And I only got those types of results. But when I finally decided, all right, I'm leveling up, I'm hiring a coach, or I'm going big, that's when things changed. And I can tell you also when I hired my business coach too, that was terrifying. But that's when I leveled up to big, massive months. Every month was bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because I made myself level up. I had to put myself into that next level version of myself who could afford to pay that. So the same thing with love, right? I had to put myself into that next level of, if I want to be at that next level energetically, then I need to hire someone who's at that next level energetically. So that was my thought process, and that's a gift for you. You can't get to a different level if you're staying at the lower level of consciousness. Like Einstein said, you can't solve a problem from the same level of consciousness that created it. So you can't attract in love from a lower vibrational state of fear, anxiety, neediness, codependency, independence, depression, whatever. You just can't. So. Lucia, thank you. One of my goals for next year is working with you. I hope it's sooner, but I will. Thank you. Yeah, when I've hired a coach, sometimes it's been yep, it's right, I'm going to make it work. And then the money appears because I made the decision, like that story I share with you with Nancy. Other times I saved up for it. Other times I put it on a credit card and said, screw it, I'm investing in myself and my future. Because this to me is like going to business school. In my very first coaching program, I did put on a credit card because I saw the benefit of it. And if I didn't, holy crap. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't take that leap and invest in myself and believe in myself. So it's scary. It's totally scary. But Lucia, my question to you would be, why would you wait so long? And I know you have some trips planned. You already told me this on IG message. But why would you put your dreams on hold? Would really be that reflection question for any of you. Like, why? Why? I think if anything, COVID has showed us that the future is uncertain. So why the heck would you wait? That's what I want to say about that. Cool. Melissa, thank you. I'll be staying tuned to your work. It's very knowledgeable. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, love bugs. I'm going to let you go. But I'll see you Thursday. And I'm sending you so much love and light and joy and bliss and energy from Ecuador. Okay, that's all I got. Bye.